We can edit it out. We're gonna edit this out. Yes, we're gonna do intros. Yo
We're gonna
soy
do int
Lisette. Welcome. Welcome to our little Circuitos y Chisme. My name is Lisette and I'm out here in Seattle.
and I'm Amanda and I'm out in the home of Coda, Austin, Texas. And we're old time friends, almost see some like senoras.
Sí, somos señora. I listen to Señora music for cleaning, so
Me too. We're longtime friends that have, I guess, like rekindled connecting over F1 and decided to finally like dedicate a space to it. So, welcome to
yep,
Circuitos sin Chisme.
yep. We were spending a lot of time chismeando and not sharing our chisme with other people. So here we are. And honestly, Amanda, it's been so nice being able to reconnect with you over something like this because it just kind of like snowballed into other things that we catch up with around our lives.
Yeah.
In our lives, we both work in tech for big corporate FANG, one of those FANG things. Disclaimer, all of our opinions are our own.
Yes, they are not of that of our employers, and we're not going to tell you who our
So we're not going
employers
to
are.
tell you. No, because that's the last thing we want to be talking about.
Facts. Uh,
But yeah, so okay. Big disclaimer also this weekend. I told you I was going to watch the race and I tried. I fell asleep because the race got a little bit boring. It got a little
it did.
boring.
It did. It did.
It was 11 p.m. and I think I fell asleep like a little bit after the safety car. So I had to
Mira,
rewatch the
cuando
highlights.
when you told me that you were going to stay up and watch, I was like, mm-hmm. Okay, so context on my personal life. I have, for everyone else, I have a daughter and she's 7. And so when we started following F1 like 10 years ago, we would stay up and we would watch the races like in real time. Also, this was like before, like it was, I think this was like before we had like YouTube TV. We had like regular cable or
Oh, yeah.
something. And so like we would like stay up and watch the races. Fast forward to having a baby, like we stopped doing that. So we would like when the races were on YouTube TV, we would like watch them and then we would record them and then watch them whenever we could. And I would like avoid being on like Instagram and the socials and all that. So when this race was going to be like I think like 1 a.m. Austin time, I was like, that's an early morning watch for us for sure. So yeah, that's how we watch. How do you watch the races? Like what that's another thing that I want to talk about because it's a lot of new things this year. I watch on Apple TV, which I have a slew of thoughts on. How do you
Yes.
watch, Lisette?
Also Apple TV, but before they transitioned to Apple, we had the Formula One Premium F1 TV,
Mira,
which
qué
I
fancy,
loved it.
qué
Well, I know because
fancy.
I don't have a YouTube TV like you do, Miss Fancy over here. Um, yeah, and I really enjoyed F1 TV and I was very apprehensive. Like especially when I heard that the broadcasters and the commentators might have a different lineup, I was like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that because I
Yeah.
have my favorites, you have your favorites, I'm sure. And then we all, I think, agree on the people that we don't like commentating.
Danica Patrick, thank God she's
Danica
gone. We're
Patrick,
just gonna
oh my
say it. It's
God.
like, thank God.
I could not stand her, but I also loved the side eyes that she would get.
From Jensen Button, pobrecito.
And honestly, everybody else, people would be like, "What?" I think when Nico uh
Yes.
co-hosted,
Yes.
he was like not letting his foot off her neck, which I
I
appreciated.
love it. I love it. She also says things like Jensen, not Jensen, but like Will Buxton says in Drive to Survive, like water is wet, tires go round. Like she just says like obvious things, but then also just gets things like very, very wrong. I'm like, girl,
Very
what are you
wrong.
talking about?
She speaks in
Yeah.
taglines. You're right. She speaks
Yeah.
in taglines, and I'm like, we can all do that. We're not here for that. We want like these expert opinions, right, of people that have been in the industry
Yeah.
and And I also love the humor of it all, like when they
Hmm.
make their little side comments, and she just like she wasn't funny, she wasn't
I don't.
informative, and I'm like, what is she bringing? And I look,
I
I'm a girl's girl. I will back women up, but I could not back her up.
no, same, same, same. Okay, so who are your commentators on your broadcast now?
Oh my God, what's I'm like blanking on his name, but he has the like Scottish Italian accent that
Oh,
no one can. ¿Cómo se llama? Is there David?
oh, I know. Why am I blanking on his name now too? A ver, tenemos el Google.
Oh yeah, we have computers in front
David,
of us.
a ver, David F1. Comment.
Yeah.
David Croft? Crofty? No, that's not him.
No, I do like Crofty. No, what's his name? God, my husband would know because for an entire broadcast we were like, is he
Is it
Scottish? Is he Italian? Is he
is it Mark
French?
Brundle?
No, not Mark Brundle.
There's another David.
He's
David
very sassy. He's not one of the permanent he's not in the lineup. He comes up.
Coulthard.
Yes.
I love him too.
I like
He's
him
great.
so much.
Yes. Thank God we have
Um
the Googles
I
in front of us.
I also really like, the female commentators, the
Naomi
Susie,
Schiff.
the Bethany. Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
My fave is La Bernie Collins.
I
She's
like
like a
Bernie
BBC
Collins.
Bernie. I love
Well,
her.
she used to be an analyst too, wasn't she? She was
I
like
think so.
a or a
Yeah.
strategist.
She knows her shit, man. For
Yeah, she
real.
does.
And she doesn't say tires go round. She knows what she's talking about. Okay, one thing that I am adjusting to in the myriad of things, we're totally not going on our like schedule, but one thing that is weird to me about seeing there's so many cool things about Apple TV and watching the races there. Um I feel like there's a lot more like you get like a lot more extras, or maybe I'm just like aware of
Mm.
it more than I was on like YouTube TV. But the one thing that que me hace falta is I need Crofty's lights off and away we go, or lights out and away we go when the lights go
I
out.
know.
And like,
It's
so
not
the
the
first
same.
race of the year, Australia, we were watching, and like, also they had like the countdown because of the new, they didn't have the countdown right. And I was like,
For the
is this like,
pre-charge or whatever.
yeah, I was like, is
Yeah.
this like Apple TV fucking up the broadcast? Or because like the lights went boop, 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 and then it was like out. And then I didn't have Crofty to like set the stage for me. And it just
I
felt so
know.
weird. But one of my coworkers was like, you can change the feed on you can change like the feed on the race, but for Suzuka I could not find it, and I did not get my lights out and away we go, and it kind of like threw me for a loop. um so that I don't like that. I think the commentators are pretty cool. I was watching this TikTok today with a girl that was also talking about like watching, and maybe you're like this, but I'm too like ADD for this, but she watches with like the driver on board on top of like the main race. And that to me is like las
I
personas que ven like
love that
five
view.
different games. See, okay, eso me da ansiedad.
I love
I
it.
can't.
The
I don't know
onboard?
where to
Wait,
pay
you don't like
attention.
the onboard?
Well, no, she was saying that like she has like a second device where she's like
Yeah.
watching the onboards of like different drivers. I mean, they always like cut to it on the live broadcast, but she has like a
Yeah.
separate thing. And that is too much for me. That's like the people that watch like five different basketball games at once. Like
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
concentrate enough. I already like get super distracted, but I love that people have like different ways of watching. So how do you I'm
I
like just like
usually
whatever's on the broadcast is
don't.
what I watch.
I like doing the onboard view of my favorite drivers. So
Yeah.
like the ones
Okay,
that I
cool.
want to see, not all of them, and I only do like honestly the Ferraris have been giving so much this season, just their little like battling it out, and it's been so fun. I think it was the last race where we switched to the Ferrari on board with Leclerc and Lewis because you could see they were like
Yeah.
almost touching and you're like, "Whoa." But last season and I didn't know that we had this feature. Like, one thing about the F1 TV situation, like, they didn't really highlight the premium features that you got. Like, it wasn't like apparently had it this whole time.
They're like, we're just going to take your money and not tell you about the premium features that you're paying for.
Yeah, no, really. I like didn't even know until they were like, and you get all the features, including the like driver onboarding. And I was like, I didn't even know we had it last
Do
year.
you get the team radio on top of it too?
Do we? I don't even know.
Because
I'm a
the girl that
little
I was
a
watching on El TikTok, I need to figure out who she was. I should probably give her credit. A la próxima. But she was
yeah.
basically saying how like she likes to hear like the radio from, and I'm like, I didn't even know
That's
that
the
that was an option.
juiciest. I
I
didn't
didn't know
know
that
that
was
was
an
an option
option.
either. Okay,
Yeah, me neither.
I'm gonna take notes because
I
now
know.
we're gonna come back next episode and we're gonna be like, by the way,
By
you
the way,
can listen. You can listen to everyone except for Zach Brown because he's lame
oh my
and we don't
God,
want to hear him.
El marketing man. Um, okay, one other thing that I like about Apple TV, is that I feel like you get a bunch of like bonus content. So
Yes.
they, this is like a thing on YouTube TV too, where you can like catch up for a game and like see the highlights, but they give you the race in 30 minutes. So
Yes.
like China, for example, I didn't get to finish watching it because parent obligations. And so I like watched the 30-minute recap and I'm like, oh, this is great. And then they have like an 8-minute highlights too. And then they highlight the post-race conference.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's so cool because on YouTube TV, it was like a 5-hour segment that you just kind of had to like figure out where it was.
Really?
At least that's how I watched it. The people, some dude in the comments is gonna be like, actually, you can watch it this way.
I know.
This is the way
You
that
could
I was watching it. Okay. So,
no, that
I do like that
again.
it's like segmented out. So like when you go to the homepage, like you can
Yep.
have all these different things and kind of like consume it the way that you want to, or like go back and like review different things. So I like
It's the
that.
best. It's the
Yeah.
best. It's how we watch the quali usually. Like if the quali's really
Yeah.
late at night or really early in the morning, you can rewatch the quali, you could rewatch the practice sessions. And that was also part of F1 TV. So I really think that like F1 TV did this beautiful like handover to Apple
That's
TV,
good.
and I'm really curious to see like if Apple TV is going to develop any additional features. Like the thing is like it's not that expensive for all the things you get. F1 TV also would let you watch old races. Like they had
Oh, that's
archives.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was
I would
really
love to go
cool.
back and watch
So
some old races.
exactly. That was really cool. And then they had an entire like show that was all about the like data analysis, which was also really
Oh,
so this is why I'd be like, oh, the
this is
data,
why you're the
because they
numbers
yeah,
nerd.
because they
Got
would
it.
have like a show just about that, which I thought was really cool.
That's fascinating. Speaking
Yeah.
of metrics or data,
Yes.
okay, F1 is a sport where I feel like they, it's a relentless pace of innovation. And you and I work at really big tech companies, and I think we know a lot about the relentless pace of innovation, but I feel like F1 really takes the cake in this regard. In
Yep.
a weekend, they are doing so much work.
So much.
It's incredible. I listened to this podcast from the BBC with my girl Bernie, um,
La
and
Verni.
La Bernie, and it's called Back at Base. And they basically, it's part of their checkered flag F1 podcast, but they do this thing called Back at Base, and they like do like a deep dive throughout the season, like alongside the teams, and like get to learn a lot about the like. I think this is where I got like an insight into like how much these people work and like the crazy amount of hours, and like they really are like the best and brightest in their
Yeah.
field, and it's really incredible. But have you noticed over like what we're only 3 races in, no? We had Australia, China, Japón. That's it.
Yep.
Okay, so we're only 3 races in. I remember texting you for the first race. The first race was caca. It
It was
was,
so bad. I was like half the teams DNF'd.
and then the lap times in the intervals in between
Insane.
each car were like 40 plus seconds. It was really crazy.
Yeah.
Did you notice the pace of innovation in 3 races in?
3 races
They're
in.
like
It's
seconds from each
crazy.
other. It's really insane.
these are pros. These are pros, and this is all the engineers though. Like I
Yes.
and the right like yes, the drivers have a lot to do with being able to really push the limit of what the engineers are building, but man, I would what I would pay to just like shadow like right after the race. They're gathering up the tires. Like I want to watch them analyze the tires. I want to watch them analyze all the car data. And then like what do they do during that week? It
I
must
don't
be
know.
insane. It
From
must
like
be
an
so cool
operations
and stressful and
perspective,
very stressful.
totally. Like I think I would age like a bajillion years, but like also from like a operations perspective, like the logistical pieces and then like how are
It's
you
crazy.
synthesizing all of that data? Obviously they're using AI and they have all these like amazing statisticians back at base and like all of these like strategy people, but like it's just a massive amount of information that and inputs that you're getting. And then they're also thinking about like track conditions and tires. And when you think about that, I think it's just like a such a complicated sport, but also like super duper cool. And so I did notice that like I was like looking at the intervals this week and I was like, wow, we're only 3 races in and it's so much different than just the first race. Like I was like, this is
Yeah.
gonna suck. I mean, we still have, I think Lance Stroll DNF'd.
Yeah. And
Amazingly
obviously
Fernando
Ollie.
Alonso. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Ollie. Yeah. Do we want to talk
Who
about that?
else? Oh, the Ollie of it all. Look, I have a soft spot for the rookies, so I never want to say anything bad happen to them. I found it really telling that Alonso was like very open about, and he had like in a previous, I don't know if it was the last race or before the race, he was commenting on the issue with the difference in the speeds, right, between the cars as
Yeah.
they're recharging. And sure enough, and then Carlos gave an interview after the race, right? And he reiterated like the drivers have been flagging this, like we're raising the red flag, right, around this safety issue. And sure enough, like, thank God it wasn't, I don't know, like, I don't know how much faster they could be going into those turns. But can you imagine, like, if it was even just a little bit faster? It's
Yeah.
bad. It's bad. And I've been reading a lot about that. And it sounds like the only way they could potentially resolve it is by making the cars slower, which every driver already hates.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, I don't know how the FIA is going to address it. I don't know how they're going to change the regulations on the new, like, engine to, or the power unit to fix this issue.
Yeah, they have 5 weeks to fix it because we're in a month-long break. But in the post-race conference, someone asked the three. They asked Kimmy and they asked Charles and they asked ay, ¿quién fue? Uh,
Yesterday.
Piastri. And I think I kind of wish Kimmy hadn't answered because he didn't see the crash and then I didn't like his answer.
Yeah.
And I think that only Piastri gave like a informed answer, but was basically like, this is the risk that we have with the current regulations, which
Yep.
is wild. And then the FIA, their word soup
It
of a
was word
statement.
soup. I was like,
I read it like 5 times because I was like, what are they saying exactly? A bunch of
they said
nothing.
a bunch of nothing.
Corporate
Like
speak.
no ownership, no accountability. Like they gave us nothing. They were like,
Yeah.
and what did they say? Something about like presumptions or assumptions
Yeah.
um on like potential like resolutions or something, and it's just like, why don't you release a statement once you've actually figured out your course of action here?
Yeah.
Like that
Totally.
was a bunch of nothing.
Totally. What I think is incredible is that Ollie Behrman went into the wall, I think at 191 miles per hour, and he pulled
Yeah.
50 Gs. And this is like a testament, I think, to like how safe these crazy
Safe.
cars are. But he walked away like unscathed, pretty much, just
Well,
like with a little bit of a limp.
with a little lip. I thought he had fractured his foot or his
No, I think he's
ankle or
fine.
something
Yeah.
when he walked away. I was like, "Oh, no, like this just ruined his season."
Yeah, I don't remember seeing like a crazy, I mean, it looked terrible, but I
It
feel
did.
like Zhou Guan Yu when he flipped and got. Did you ever see that where he flipped and got
Yes.
stuck in the
Well,
fence?
remember Gabby Bortoleto's race last season?
No, what? I am
I
blanking.
think it was the Brazil race. I think it was his home race. Maybe it wasn't. But there was a race last year where he got rocked. Like he was launched straight into, thank God, the barriers. But
Oh,
he destroyed his car. I mean, it was really fast because he was coming off of a turn. It was rainy, slippery, and
oy.
it was a
Brazil's always
mess.
rainy. If it was Brazil, I feel like that
I
tracks.
that's why I think it was Brazil because it was his home race and then I think it was like on top of it all, he had like a serious bad accident because
Yeah.
his family was there and I was like, can you
Oh
imagine
God,
being like a
that's
family
terrible.
member watching your like your
Well,
baby?
do you remember Romain Grosjean when he caught fire?
Yes. Oh
Yeah,
my God. Yeah.
that was crazy. So like again, really glad Ollie's fine, but these
I know.
cars are as safe as they really can be. But that doesn't mean that the FIA should just let like crazy issues just kind of go by unchecked. So yeah,
I
they
agree.
have
And then,
5
like, the
weeks.
one last thing I'll say about that is I think the drivers know that they're getting paid a lot to be in this high risk sport. They don't complain about safety just to complain about
Yeah,
safety.
totally.
Like, they
Yeah, it's
know this is
warranted.
part of
It's
their
always
job.
warranted.
I feel like when they raise these concerns, it 100 is like it's valid. So, anyway, we'll see what happens with that, but
Yeah,
I don't have my hopes high.
I know. We'll see.
I
I
know.
just, yeah, I never have my hopes high for the FIA. Okay, what else do we want to talk about next? I think we're kind of already diving into the Suzuka race.
Let's
I
do
took
it.
some notes. What did you want to chat about first? Do you want to talk about the start? Should we start at the start?
I
Or is there something
100% want to
before?
talk about the start. Honestly, I did not think that McLaren was going to bounce back the way they did
Me
because
neither.
they were, especially Oscar's car, like they were no shows basically, right? The last two races,
Yeah.
there was nothing in that car. There was zero performance. And then Piastri's ending up in the podium. He led the race. I know there's a lot of debate whether he would have actually won it if it wasn't for the safety car and all that, but I
I
honestly
hate when
don't think
people
he
do
would
that
have
though.
won. I know I don't think he would have won. Mercedes like and also like who knows? Who cares? Like
Yeah.
um but yeah, I loved it. And also Kimmy like what happened? Like he did so good in quali. He got the pole position and he just I've noticed that in the couple races like and this was also like an Lando last season issue like they did not hold on to that pole position. There was always an overtake and then they regain it at some point, but it's like so crucial especially now this season to keep that, retain that position. So, yeah. But it's an issue. Everybody hates the start. Like no
Well, I
one
think they
except
have
for
also
Ferrari,
too.
they've been
Yeah,
like this is our
this
one
is our
good
game.
game.
This is our time to shine. I
Yeah.
also think too, like everyone's learning when we're in
Yeah.
like one of the most like massive reg changes. I think
Yeah.
since I can really remember. Maybe someone they switched over to the hybrid era. That was the last time, maybe. Um, but I think everyone's also just kind of like learning all the new procedures and start procedures too. Like the warm-up period
I
before
hate
the race
it.
starts.
Yeah.
Rev your engines.
I know, but here's the thing, like these drivers are drivers. They know these cars, and I know that we haven't had a like massive regulation change, but it was really interesting to hear because Kimmy did an interview and he said like what went wrong, right? And he was like,
Hmm.
I just dropped the clutch too far. And I was like, that must be like, can you imagine the mental overload of like having to figure out all the settings, all the buttons, all the configurations to the point where like the most essential fundamental thing of like the
Driving.
clutch of driving is you've gone too far. It's just kind of like I can't even rear like drive in reverse with my radio on. I'm not kidding. I turn down the volume
Me
and I
too.
have and I
I
have
turned
a
on the mom
camera and I have
para
a
que puedo
camera.
ver. Bájale el volumen para que puedo ver más.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like a habit that my mom was like, bájale el volumen, but I'm like, I cannot. And for these guys to be like fidgeting with all the things,
I know.
pobrecitos,
I know it's really
pobrecitos.
crazy. So, kind of on that point, I noticed at the after that we're like jumping ahead to the other part of the race, but
Yeah.
after the safety car, I thought it was kind of interesting how all of the race engineers were like reminding people of the restart procedures and what they needed to do.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, they were.
Interesting.
Yeah, thought it was interesting. Okay, so I also think, speaking of the start, Kimmy going from being on pole, then I think dropping all the way back down to
Yes.
sixth, and then still coming out on top. I think what a massive drive. Like, I feel like we're witnessing greatness with him. I am
Yep.
also such a fangirl for little Kimmy. He's like
I
he's
am.
not that little, but I'm a fangirl for him. And I think that
I am
he
too.
is just like a really amazing talent. Um,
100%.
in that way, he kind of reminds me of like, I guess like of a Max and like a Lewis, where like they have had starting positions like way at the back of the grid and they just fucking like charge forward. Um, I think that's kind of
Yeah.
obviously like a lot of things kind of fell into place too. Like you have to have luck in some of these situations, but what a major, what a major drive for him. I think
And he's
that's really
proven to
incredible.
do this, right? I think last season there was a race where I think he was like in 12th position and he ended up in fourth.
Yeah.
And that's in a very level middle field that he was pushing against, right?
Yeah.
And with all the like DRS trains and all this stuff. So I just think like you cannot doubt his talent as a driver. I think he definitely is exactly what you said. He is so incredibly talented. And it was really sad to see. Okay, have you noticed a difference in his demeanor? I mean, obviously last season he went through a rut and his confidence just like probably got shot a little bit. Definitely came back at the end of the season. But this year, like I feel like I feel like he's really stepping into his confidence. Like he's gotten podium positions and he doesn't seem overwhelmed with it. Like he still looks happy, but I think he's now kind of like, this is where I need to be. This is expected
Hmm.
of me. And he's just owning it. And they
Yeah.
even asked him about like, what's your take on, we see that you and George are basically fighting for that like top driver position at
Yeah.
Mercedes. And he was like, I'm just here to do my job. Like, I'm going to do what I'm here to do and I'm going to race. And he just kind of brushed off the question. But
Yeah.
honestly, I think he will be Mercedes driver
Oh,
this year.
he is
I
he is Toto's second son. Like, duh.
I know. I know, but I think he is gonna win the championship. If Mercedes can keep up the performance that they have and the other teams don't like improve vastly,
Yeah.
Mercedes is gonna dominate. But I think Kimmy is gonna come up on top over George.
Oh, I absolutely think so. In the Back to Base BBC podcast, so in the last season they follow Ollie and they follow two teams. So they follow, well, not two teams, but they follow Ollie and they follow Kimmy, and then they also follow like the coming up of Cadillac, which is super incredible.
I need to listen to the
It's so
podcast.
good. But what I liked about it was they do like in-depth interviews with Kimmy and Ollie, but like pertaining to Kimmy right now. Um, he talks about like how much of a crazy workload it was for him. So I think for the rookies, I think after hearing that podcast or listening to it its entirety, I have so much more empathy. I always have empathy for the rookies because I'm like, holy shit, like
Yeah.
they get like scooped up and they're like, you're gonna fucking race and like you're gonna do all these things. You're like,
I
what? A lot
know.
of them don't even actually have a lot of time in the car itself. They're
A
just
lot
kind
of
of
them
like
don't even have driver's licenses.
that part.
They're
Um,
babies. They're so young.
yeah, incredibly young. And so, um, but like one, all the travel from like whatever previous racing they were doing. Like it's an incredible amount of
Hmm.
travel. They're going to different time zones. And then like all of their marketing responsibilities like outside of the track and learning how to be like media trained and like it's
Yeah.
got to be so overwhelming. And so I'm actually like so surprised that so many of them like make it out of there in their first year and don't just like fucking like blow up and crash out. Um, but he seems to have him and Ollie seem to have such like a grounded personality and like keeping their like crew around them like true and dear. And I think you kind of see that in the people that have been in the sport for a long time, like, or that have like, as they've come up, like, they figure out the things that they need to stay grounded.
Yeah.
Um, it's really incredible. And like
I
when you think that they're
really,
like
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just say when you think that they're like so young and like they have to have so much like mental fortitude.
Yeah.
I
I,
don't got that in me.
Amanda, do you remember what we were doing at 18?
Yeah.
We were going to Juarez.
Yeah.
We were not being serious with our lives. I can tell you that much. We
No.
didn't have
No.
multi-million paying jobs. And I will say the one thing that I think is really beautiful to see, and beautiful is a strong word, but I have so much respect for the senior drivers that are like mentoring these
Oh,
rookies,
totally.
right?
Yeah.
Like the relationship that Lewis and Kimmy have, I think is so sweet, and I love that there was like a hot mic moment where Lewis asked Kimmy like how many media days do you have to do in like your contract, and he said something like 46 or
Yeah, it's like
something.
50 something. Yeah.
Yeah. And Lewis was like, that's a lot. And nobody else would understand, the responsibility and weight that that has, except for them, like those drivers that have to deal with these contracts. And I think like even George, right? I at least I heard that part of his contract renewal had a lot to do where he wanted to carve out the amount of media that he had to do so
Yeah.
that he could concentrate on his driving. And and then Max also like came into the sport as such a young driver. And I know that there's like a bunch of TikTok like edits about like how he's like the mother hen, but it's true. Like I don't know that he had maybe um and maybe like in retrospect we'll see that he did have that level of support, but it's really nice to see him supporting
Hmm.
the younger drivers, and they obviously respect him so much. So I don't know. I think I can't imagine being in their position with the weight of
Yeah.
the world and the level of perfection that this sport requires of you. Like
Yeah.
100th of a second is going to set you apart. You make one tiny mistake and it costs you the whole race. Like, how do you not have a meltdown?
I don't know because I overanalyze everything. I'm not cut out for that. Like,
I could not be me. I can tell you.
yeah.
Like,
Okay, going back
yeah.
to Kimmy being the chosen one for Mercedes, can we talk about the George of it all in your
George,
words?
you know how I feel about George. Look,
Tell the people.
George is a great driver. He is so dedicated, but he's a tattletale. Like, he gives me snitch. He's giving se mete en lo que no le importa. And the thing is, he can't take it back, right?
Oh,
Like,
poor
someone's gonna call him out and he'll be like, how dare you? Like,
Yeah.
he's such a diva. He's such a diva. And I just don't feel like you can trust George.
Okay, on this, in the post-race press conference, Charles mentioned that George was being cheeky. He used
Yeah.
that word, was being cheeky with his radio, where like over the radio, I guess him and his race engineer were saying like this is the plan, but then they were doing the exact opposite on
Opposite.
track. And so I think Charles was like, did he, I don't know if this was in the interview. Yeah, me estoy confundiendo, but I feel like it was either in the interview or it was like post race, like outside that
Yeah.
he
I think it
said
was a
this was
post race
like,
interview. Yeah.
yeah, he was basically saying like that on top of like figuring out everything. He's like, I was just like paying attention to what he was actually doing on the track. Um, but I think this is why they don't like George. I
I
mean, everyone kind
know.
of does that, but like this is just another example. I'm like, of course I don't like George because
You know,
I
I've heard people say he tries too hard. And I think it's like a characteristic that's really hard to pinpoint just on George because every driver's trying too hard. And they all snitch on each other. Max is also such a big snitch. Like, he sees one tiny little thing and immediately he's getting on that
they're on
radio
the
with GP.
radio.
But there's
It's
something
like
about George.
there's something about George.
There's something about
Um,
George. I don't know what it
we're
is. Okay, it's my bias. I don't know what it is. There's something about George. That's why I'm like the George of it all. Like, he's just never going to be one of my favorite drivers.
we
That's
were
all I can say.
joking we were joking that the other day, right? You and I were joking that like George would be so good in corporate. He's like the
So
person
good.
that's like, CC your manager.
Yes, he is
He would be
that
so good
person.
in
He's
corporate
the one
politics.
that is like, the meeting's about to wrap up, and everyone's like, does anybody have any questions? And everyone wants to wrap it up, and George is like, I have questions.
And it's
Or,
like a burning one. And it's
yeah,
like, or he'll
yeah.
like throw a
Or
zinger in
like,
there. He saves the
or asks
receipts.
for extra credit. Like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but you know,
Mm-hmm.
I watched wait, was this Drive to Survive? Did they interview Claire Williams about George? No, this was on Claire Williams's, I think, Instagram account
They
where
interviewed
they
him about
were,
George.
yeah, she was
What
talking about
happened?
George during his time at Williams because he was one of the reserve
Oh.
drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And she is like, he is such a great guy. Like, she loves him and portrayed him in a way that I'm like, I mean, you must really like have to be in his sphere to see that part of him and like
Okay.
him that way. Yeah, and I was like, ever since I heard that interview, I was like, okay, I'm trying to give him some credit, but look,
So
I respect him as a driver, and that's all I'll say about the George of it all.
yes, but in the race, when I forget where it was, oh, it was about the restart after the safety car. He was like asking
Yes,
about like, are we gonna switch
Kimmy.
back? Yeah, basically, I think he was like basically asking to switch positions. Are we
Yes,
gonna do what we? And I'm like, bro, he is in front of you, like fair and square.
I know. I
What are we
was
doing?
wondering about that. I'm like, that's how I interpreted the radio comment too, and I was
Yeah,
like, why would they ask Kimmy
to give up to
to
swap the
give up his
spot.
position? Yeah, it made no sense to me at all. Like, I thought that was such a weird comment. If that is what he meant, I was like, what?
I
And
also feel
again, he did this last year again. Okay, I am so petty. I remember this shit. This is, again, the George of it all. Last year, he was also trying to ask the team when they were going to ask, like, give the team orders, right, to switch positions. And I think the team was just like, drive. Like, we're gonna let you guys figure it out. Like, this is a race. Like, do your job, and if you pass them, you pass them.
don't you sometimes feel bad for the race engineers? Like having to basically like babysit and like talk these
They do.
men off the ledge when they're like
I
driving
know.
like a gajillion miles an hour.
I
I'm like,
know. I feel bad for the the verbal assault they get at
oh my
times.
God, yeah.
But I also, look, I do feel bad for George. Like, he's given a lot to Mercedes. I know that he deserves it all. But Mercedes, for some reason, like, what is it about George that they're not willing to commit to the level that they ever committed, to Lewis or to Kimi? Because he's not a bad driver. George is not a bad driver.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's like all the vibes that we're picking up on, that
He's not
everyone's
the
picking up on.
marketing. The
The
marketing.
marketing's not there, you know? It's
Oh,
just
poor George. I feel
Georgie
bad, but
Porgy. Do we feel bad? He's still, I mean, every time I see him on them Bonvoy ads.
okay. One other thing. Why is he always
What would I, George?
dressed like a safari like colonizer?
That part.
I'm like, George. You're not like a
Ah,
60-year-old man. Like dress fun. Like I don't know. He's just such a preppy. He's such a preppy guy. Like
he
I don't
really
know.
is. He really is. Um, he's someone's target demographic, not ours.
100%. Not
He's
ours.
someone's, not ours.
Okay, who is our demographic?
Oh my gosh. Well, I have been a long time Lewis fan. I'm wearing one of my like retro
I
shirts
love
from back in
Lewis.
the day. Um, Also he like Lewis is such a groundbreaker in so many ways, but he has really brought the catwalk to F1, and now mostly everyone is fashionable.
Yeah.
Zhou Guan Yu would serve
Oh,
looks
he has a really good sense of
and people
style.
say, yeah, yeah. Charles is getting there. I think it was kind of
I agree.
rocky at the beginning. But it's gotten a lot better. Now he rarely misses. I love Carlos. Carlos.
Carlos.
Carlos.
Carlos.
We
Carlitos.
love him. Carlitos.
I know. I was thinking
¿Sabes qué?
about
Me
like,
gustan los pilotos que tienen personalidad.
can we talk about personality and Franco Colapinto?
I
He
wish he was
is
Mexican. Like, I just,
he's I have never watched an interview where he doesn't crack me up.
he's so funny. Just like
He's so funny.
naturally funny. But I think that's an Argentinian thing.
I think it is, and I think it's ADD as well.
Pure genetics there.
It's in his blood, and he
Literally
can't help himself.
everywhere.
Everywhere. And like he is not PR trained. Like I think it's like a
No,
language barrier. Maybe he has like a team that's trying to like
no se
PR train him.
hace. Se
And
hace
he's
como que
like,
no.
I don't understand what you're saying. I love Franco Colapinto.
Me too. I wish
He's so
he
funny.
had more success.
I know.
But he is so funny. You're incredible. Like you're spot on. He's hilarious.
He's very charismatic, I think is his
Yeah.
thing.
He kind of
And
reminds me of like a Daniel Ricciardo, but in
yes,
Spanish.
yes. Yeah, it's giving that level of
It's
like,
giving
yeah,
Danny Rick.
it's giving Riz for sure. Oh, I
Riz,
miss Danny. I miss
I
Danny
know.
Ricard.
On the Riz, I also love Valtteri. He's a silly bitch.
Valtteri does not take himself too seriously.
No, I love it.
He's such a solid guy. He's funny. I do like Checo because we have to talk about Checo. How could we not? I missed him a lot. But
Yeah.
I will say like I hope that he has a like a bigger presence of him being a little bit more authentic. Like he has a huge PR engine behind him. Like he has his own company and his brands, and he's very like market centric. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I just want
Mm-hmm.
to see like the silly parts of him. And I watched this podcast last year where I forget
Are you
who
talking
the
about the El
creator
Oso?
is. Yes, El Oso.
Yeah.
And he was like, sin pelos en la lengua. Checo was saying what he wanted to say about the Max situation, about Charles Horner. And I was like, we need more of that. I want more
Yeah,
of that.
but
And
he wasn't
I
under a
hope he comes,
contract then. He wasn't under a contract then, so he was gonna let it
yeah,
go.
or an NDA probably.
Yeah. No, I did
I
love
bet.
that, and I feel like that's the most authentic that he's been. Also, that
Hmm.
interview was like totally in Spanish. It's like when Bad
Yeah,
Bunny tries to give an interview in English, and you're like, we're not
that's
getting the
true.
full thing. Like, I need it in
Yeah,
your native tongue. Um, so I just feel like he was able to express himself a lot more clearly and
I think so.
authentically. But I also think, so I have not always been a Checo fan because he was a Red Bull driver, and
Hmm.
I detest Red Bull.
Okay, do you
Mostly,
detest Red Bull or did you detest Charles?
do you mean Christian?
Sorry, Christian Horner. Yeah.
It was both because at the time it was like Christian Horner and Max Verstappen, and I did not like Max Verstappen in the beginning. I still kind of
Yeah.
don't sometimes, but I respect him. But he's like not like my favorite driver. I think there's redeeming qualities for me for him. Okay, but back to
Yes.
Checo. Like I wasn't like a big huge fan just because of the Red Bull thing, but um I did miss him on the grid last year. And he's had a really interesting career where he's had to like claw and fight for his seat any
Yeah,
which way. And he's been successful in that. And I think that this sport is incredibly like cost prohibitive for so many people.
100%.
And all of them like have struggled. Like I think like Colapinto, like his dad mortgaged the house to
Yeah.
like that is fucking insane. If Sophia came and told me, Mom, I'd be like, baby girl, we gotta find something else for you.
Your dream is not my dream, sweetie.
Yeah. So you
No, it's
can't do
so
that.
real though. It's so
It's wild.
real. It is crazy. It is crazy. And I think it was that same interview with El Oso where he talked about how I think it was when they were in what was the team called? Team India?
Force India. Were you not a fan at this point? They were
I
like Pink
was.
Panther, Pepto-Bismol. Remember the
Yeah.
cars?
Yeah.
And they
I was
went
already watching
into,
it.
I did not know. Okay, dear listener, there was a team called Force India and they went into basically like bankruptcy or
Bankruptcy.
yeah, yeah. There's a special term in it in like F1 that I can't recall right now.
Hmm.
But I didn't, it was a big scandal at the time and Checo was gonna like lose his seat and he was like trying to like he was trying to finish out the season and race and then I did not know and he shared it in the podcast that people were not getting paid
Yeah.
on the
And he
team.
paid them.
Yes.
Checo paid them. And
I was
I was blown away by that. That's
yeah,
how
I was
much
like
he loves the sport.
well also that he takes care of like the people around him,
Same.
which I thought that was crazy. And then also he was like I think actively suing Force India too at the same time. Like he was involved in
Yeah.
all of these like legal things because he kind of had to be. And I
Yeah,
was
he sat on
like,
the board. They like put him on the board and he was like helping drive
crazy.
decisions. Like what a weird position. Like can you imagine having a stressful job? You have to drive. Your team is going bankrupt and then instead of resting, you're dealing with litigation.
Also, you have a family who's not
Right.
around and you have children and a
Children.
wife. Like that's crazy. That's so
That's
crazy.
crazy. I
It's
know.
wild.
That was like mad respect. Mad respect for Checo. I did not know that. And I don't think he had ever shared that before.
I don't
That's the
think so
first
either.
interview that I've seen him talk about this.
That or I didn't pay attention. I don't know.
I felt like I
Could have been
was
either
reading a
one.
lot on Chequito, and I haven't read anything about that. So either way, mad respect. I hope he does. I really want to see Cadillac progress. Like this last race, they both finished. That was a win. Round of applause for Cadillac.
I know. That's in my notes. Cadillac finished, Stroll did not.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would love. Okay, so okay, back to my back at base podcast. People are gonna be like, "Girl, you're obsessed." But they talk about like they're following
Hmm.
Cadillac from when they got greenlit to be in the next season, and they just really talk about like all of the things that they're doing to prepare. Um, I think that the last brand new team that we had was Haas.
Yeah.
And Gunther Steiner was the team principal at the time, and they had years of like zero success, like almost
Yeah.
half a decade. I think
Yeah.
until like recently, it's really turned around in the last 3 years with their new team principal. So I just think this is a Cadillac struggling in this sport is just a testament to me of like how difficult it is for
Yeah.
starting a brand new team from scratch. And they hired like tenured people that have been in and
Yep.
around the sport. Like they,
They're car manufacturers.
yeah,
They know what they're doing. And you're right. They hired very talented people and
yeah,
they are not and they're still doing bad.
I know. I wanted so much more from them, but I just don't think that we're gonna realize that yet. I don't recall what Valtteri and Checo's contracts are. I don't know if Checo just signed for a year or if it's for a
I
longer
think it
period
was
of
a
time.
year.
I feel
I
like
think
they need
both are in a year.
both of them in the seat like a little bit longer,
Yeah.
um, to really get the most out of this. And also like, what a fucking year to like enter with like these like I go back to these regulations all the time, but like it's kind of crazy. The
Yeah.
amount of change. Um, no, it is crazy. It's like insane the amount of change and how everyone's having to adapt. But I really do hope for more from them. At least they finished. But that's got to be demoralizing for Valtteri and for Checo because,
Mm.
especially Valtteri, when he was the number two driver at Mercedes, I mean, him and Lewis were regularly finishing 1-2.
1-2. Yeah.
And he's a phenomenal driver.
Yeah.
Um, and I just know that like not being at the top has really got to do something to you because you've been there and you've seen it. But I don't know, maybe they're at like a different stage of their careers and they
I
have like a different perspective, maybe because both of them had
I
to sit
think
out. So I don't
so.
know. I don't know.
I think so. And I think it's a love for the sport that they'd rather be in a seat than in no seat at all. I think that we're realistic going into it, knowing that Cadillac was gonna have to claw its way up, you know. I think despite the funding, despite, you know, them being a recognizable brand, like they're not enough one team. Haas, to your
Yeah.
point, is a perfect example. And it also just kind of highlights the importance of winning constructors, getting those points, and getting in a position where you get any level of funding to be able to build your car for the following season.
Yeah.
Haas did so much better last season, and did they end up in seventh, sixth or seventh in the constructors?
I don't know because I didn't pay attention.
But I do think that I think they were high enough in the mid level that they got money.
Money.
They
Yeah.
got
I think
money,
they
and
were in the points. Yeah.
that money goes far. And then talking about disappointment, like I just want to pivot really quickly to Williams. Like, ugh, I have honestly, I've been so gutted for Alex Albon these last couple of
And for
races. And
Carlos,
for
girl.
and for
Carlos. I'm
Carlos.
gutted for Carlos.
But Alex has been there longer. Like he put in the work, ahead of the pre last year season. The what was it, 2024 season? He did so much work. 2025, like the beginning of the season, he was killing it, carried the team on his back. Took a little, Carlos came in. And then to start this way in 2026 after all the work that you've put in for years, like look, Carlos is like my favorite. You know this. But man, my heart really breaks for Alex. Like,
Yeah. I like him too.
and also for Carlos. Like they both, I think, were really optimistic about this year. And Williams has had more time, right, to adjust to the regulations. Like they were around, they knew what was coming. They had not great cars because you've heard James Vowles say, they were focusing on this year's car, on these regulations. So it's kind of like,
I know.
what
Where's the car?
happened?
Yeah.
What
Where's the car that
happened?
you were
Like,
talking
how is
about?
your car so heavy? How is it performing so poorly? Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
So also when um Williams is like a bit of a disappointment for sure.
yeah,
I had so much faith in James Vowles
me
going
too.
over to Williams, and I really thought that he was going to be able to turn it around a lot quicker. Because I mean, it had
Me
not
too.
been, it was like brrr when Claire was in charge. Um, I love her, but holy crap, sometimes
She
I'm like, why
was,
are we interviewing you, ma'am? Because
yeah, she should not have been put in that position of, principal.
no.
That's not her.
Um,
Yeah.
but I think I had so much faith in him because he was coming from the school of Toto,
Yep.
um, that I was like, oh, he's gonna absolutely kill it. I didn't think it was gonna happen like in a season, but
Yeah.
I certainly didn't think that we would be in this position, especially after last year where they were saying that everything was gonna be focusing on this car.
Yeah.
Um, and I know that your heart breaks for Alex, and I think, yeah, he's put a lot of time into it, but like I feel like even worse for Carlos because he was literally
At Ferrari.
yeah,
He was
like
at the top.
yes, and he showed them what he was capable of at the end of the season. And that's the crazy thing about F1 is like you just have to like it's like Game of Thrones, you have to wait for someone to die before you can ascend, or you have to like murder someone to like like you're
Yeah,
just kind of you're so much at the will at the whims of like what's available and what car you get and what team you get, and you have to make the
I
most out of
know.
that. Um Also, his rebrand with Williams, no me
I
gustó.
know.
Where's my suit? He looks so much better in red.
He
And
wears
the
red. Look,
haircut.
I don't even like red. I actually love blue, but he he just fit the Ferrari
I know.
brand.
He
I
did.
really believe it. I feel like him and Charles were like made to be at Ferrari. Like
I
they
know.
were such a good pair. And look, it's not that I don't like Lewis at Ferrari. I do. But for some reason for me, I'm just like I just don't I don't I want him to win his eighth championship, but I truly don't think he should have ever left Mercedes. There, I said it. I said it.
I thought that too. Like I was like, dang, why? Why?
Can you
Um,
imagine a Lewis and Antonelli lineup this year?
yeah, it would have been great. That would have been great. Um, yeah, when Lewis decided to go to Ferrari, I was like, oh dear God, that's where every great career has gone to die.
I mean, look at
Um,
Charles's career.
well, Sebastian Vettel, homegirl.
Sebastian, yeah,
Yeah,
literally careers go to die.
yeah. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm Tifosi, but like it's, the clown face. Like every week I'm like, Ferrari gonna mess it up. I think I'm just spoiled because I entered the sport when Mercedes was like on a rocket ship and we were winning everything for like, I don't know, 7, 8 years. And I was like, oh, Lewis is gonna win. Na, 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 na. Or Nico,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's tough. But yeah, going back to signs, him in blue, it just makes him pale.
I know it
And then
washes him
like,
out. It's that shade of blue too. Like it doesn't suit
yeah,
him.
he also has changed his style where it's like more George-esque. I guess it's like
I
more like
know.
British. And I'm like, no, no, no.
Yeah, because he got
I
sponsored
need,
through some like British like brands. You're right. It's very George-esque. I don't like it.
it is. I don't like it either. I'm like, I want my smooth operator back.
And I
Okay.
don't like his new haircut.
You sent me the picture and it's god awful. Who did that to him?
His luscious hair. He's a L'Oreal like
I
ambassador
know. I
for
know.
for the hair and they cut it.
I don't know who, I don't know. His cousin is his manager. And I'm like, what did you do, sir? What's his cousin's name?
I forget. He always
Oh,
God. I know he's always there. I forget his name.
I'm forgetting too. People are gonna be like, y'all know nothing. You keep forgetting people's names.
You know what? It's the camera shyness. Like my brain just like what are names? Who are these people?
I know. Oh my gosh. The minute that we hang up, I'll be like, oh, I remember.
I know.
I'll be like, I know. Um, yeah, Williams has been disappointing. Okay, can we talk about Aston Martin?
What about Aston Martin?
How did Alonso get the car over the finish line? I'm surprised. And he
Yeah,
wasn't there for the first part of the weekend because he had a baby or his girlfriend had a baby. Her
yeah.
wife, partner had a baby.
Partner.
Yeah, like that is, and Lance, DNF.
DNF.
I don't know at what point.
They are imploding.
Yes, I don't know at what point Daddy Stroll is going to be like, we're done. You know that Lance didn't even want to be an F1 driver? He wanted to be a tennis player. I think he admitted that in Drive to Survive.
Really?
Yeah. And
I probably like fast forward past
I was like,
that.
what is, I always wonder, I'm like, what is the family dynamic like? for the strolls.
It must be really weird. I mean, I feel like there's certainly like daddy issues there.
You think?
So bad, like wants to make dad proud. And who is in the Epstein files, by the way. We might have to edit that out, but
Okay, yeah. I
just
mean,
just
why?
to note,
It's true.
it's true. Read about it. I don't know, man. I mean, that is a team where there's, I mean, I guess you would assume there's like endless resources, right? Because they're billionaires. And I just don't understand how they could have messed up so badly with Honda, with the Honda engine and the Honda team. And like, I was laughing a little bit about it because there was a statement that was released today how, um,
Oh,
like
yes.
they didn't know that all the engineers, like it wasn't clear communicated. I'm like, whoever signed these contracts, because I'm in contracts like every day, and I was like, who did not ask the question? Like, it's the same team that's going to rebuild our engine, right? I just don't know how that was missed. Like, from a technical perspective, like, how was that missed? I don't understand it. Also, the fact that Nui just like dipped out, or he was probably fired, I don't know. Nobody really like has given a clear statement on whether it was like he resigned or he was fired, is really interesting.
No, they did come out with a statement.
Did he get
Aston Martin
fired?
did. No, that he's still like a partner on the team and like, oh, I
That's
wish I
the
had I
PR.
need next
That's
time I
the
need to
PR
have my
thing.
phone with me. But yeah, I'm
No, pero
like,
por eso digo, it's like that's the media. That's what the media knows. But like, what really happened? Like, who had a talk with Nui and was like, "You fuck this up," or was Nui the one that was like, "I don't want my name associated with this"?
I think it was that part because I don't want to believe that Adrian Newey has fallen off his game. But tal vez, I don't
I
know.
know. I know. I mean,
Um, because like, okay, we'll transition to Red Bull in a bit, but like, how do you get Adrian Newey over to Aston Martin, and you have, sorry, I'm laughing. You have the start of the season like you did this season, where they were like, if the drivers keep driving, they're gonna have nerve damage in their hands.
yeah, the
Excuse me?
vibrations.
Yeah. Like, how does that happen, right? Um, but okay, this is like a big but. Okay, like let's say that Adrian Newey has fallen off and like he's no longer the greatest mind that he used to be. There is there evidence of where Red Bull is now to support that there was, I mean, there's a bunch of things going on at Red Bull, right?
I
But
know.
is there, is that an Adrian Newey thing? Was that a Christian Horner thing? Was that like a regulation thing? Like there's like a million different, not a million, but there's like several different things where you're like, where do you pinpoint it? You
I
know?
know. It's a perfect storm of changes with Red Bull that I feel like you will never know.
You think, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But last year, the moment Christian Horner left, the team started doing really well.
Thank God. Well, I'm not happy about that part, but I was like, bye.
I know, I know. You know how I feel about Horner. I know how you feel about Horner. The world, I think, agrees with how everyone feels about Christian Horner. And I love the pettiness going on between Toto Wolff and Alpine right now with the Christian Horner situation.
Wait, what's that situation? Tell me
They're
more.
trying they're trying to buy a stake, a majority
That's right.
stake in
Yes.
Alpine.
Yes.
Which I think is like I don't like that that is happening. And the reason why I don't like it, technically I guess it's not Toto. I think it's
No, it is Toto.
Mercedes.
I think it is Toto.
Is it Toto? Because it's basically what Red Bull is doing right now, that they have two teams
Mm-hmm.
in F1 and it gives them a huge advantage. Like whether you want to say it or not, the fact that they can pull in a driver from the other team onto Red Bull and then just churn out their drivers
Yeah,
because
but
they
how did that work
already,
out for them?
I mean, it doesn't work out, but that was a Christian Horner legacy and Marco, Helmut Marco legacy. Like they
Yeah.
really messed it up. They really messed it up and it didn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
made really bad decisions. But I also don't want to see Mercedes have that upper advantage of having like two teams in F1.
Yeah. I hear you. I get
That's
that.
that's the only thing I think that sucks. And I know that like Haas technically is like the development team for Ferrari, but they're just so far off in terms of
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
financials
Yeah.
of the team. Like it just, I'm not
Yeah.
buying it. It's not the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. There's not like a direct line.
Correct.
Um, yeah, on that
Yeah.
for sure.
So I don't know. But Red Bull. So you want to talk about Red Bull?
Yes. Max is hating life in F1.
Max is
I think he
crashing
loves
out.
all of his other side quests. I think he's so
Yeah.
happy.
Yes.
Um, and all his other things. The talk of the town has been that he's going to leave F1 because he's like not a fan of the regulations. Um, he's so vocal about the things that he's not a fan of. And I do respect that about
I
him.
like that. I
Yeah.
really like that because nobody else will say it and we all know it.
Yeah.
All the
I
drivers hate
just
it.
he just doesn't
Lewis
give
is
a
up
shit.
there. Lewis is up there. Like he can be very candid at times.
Yeah. He has to
But
be more guarded though about how he communicates that because he gets major backlash. But
yeah.
Max can kind of do a lot of things with impunity. Um, I think he also had a really impressive race, I would say. I think he ended up
Hmm.
in eighth.
Eighth. Yeah.
Yeah, because Lewis was sixth. Let me look at my notes. I bet if I got it right.
Yeah, he couldn't overtake Gasly in the Alpine, which was, I don't really talk about Alpines much because there's not much to talk about, but this last race, Gasly has been doing really well. Even in the race in wait, where were they? China?
Yeah.
Gasly did really well.
Yeah. He finished eighth. He didn't even reach Q3 in quali.
I know, which is very rare
Yeah.
for Max.
He only made up a few spots, but I think it's still he's always an impressive driver, no matter like where he starts. So, um, remember that one. I forgot. It's probably been several races, but I forgot it was like one race where he started in pit lane or at the very end.
Brazil.
Yes, was that it?
Yes, and he ended up in P1.
I was like, este cabrón, ahí va.
You know,
I was
that's
like,
why I can't hate him. I cannot hate Max because, he walks the walk.
you're a
Like,
better person than I for sure, because I was definitely hating. Do you think he'll actually leave the sport?
I don't know. I feel like, no, I don't think he would do that to his team.
Mm. You think he'll see them through like the second year of the regulations?
No, I think he'll leave after this season. I think he'll
No, that's what
finish
I
the
mean. Yeah.
season.
Do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
he'll leave after the season? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he will.
That's interesting.
I don't think the cars are going to get that much better because the regulations are in place till what, 2035 or something?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the FIA would really have to like overhaul the regulation, and I don't think any team could afford any changes to the regulations anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be too
Yeah, yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. Um, Isaac Hajar.
I like Isaac. He's
Me
so
too.
French. He's so
Me
French.
too. I love him. I love him too. He's so good.
I think he is such a good he I feel like Red Bull finally found a good number two driver.
They had good number two drivers. I don't think that they
That's
had
true.
um Christian does not know how to like nurture a number two driver.
He has
Um
no Toto Wolf, I will tell you that.
yeah, because we had this problem with like Vettel and Ricardo, and then we had the problem with Max and Ricardo, and
Yep.
then Max and Sergio, and then
Yep.
the parade
Max
of
and
second
the
drivers.
yeah. How
Yeah,
many
so
drivers did he go through last season? Two? Lawson? No.
two.
Yeah, Lawson, Yuki, and that was it, I guess.
No, Jack Doohan, right? No, where did Jack Doohan go?
No,
Was
Jack
he?
was
No, no,
at Alpine.
Alpine. That's right. That's another crazy team principal, Flavio
Oh,
Briatore.
but they also turned out Alex Albon. Remember, it was Alex Albon,
That's
Gasly
right.
has
That's
gone
right.
through them, and then it
Yeah.
was like Checo, and yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, every driver, every driver.
Yeah. I feel like I think maybe now they have like a better team principal and hopefully a better culture that will be supportive for Hajar. And maybe they're
Yeah.
not maybe now like they're not centering the car so much in the development of everything around just Max as the driver, which was like a dumb fucking strategy.
It
Like
really
what?
was. But like, and I don't know, maybe like Max couldn't talk to it, but wouldn't you have thought like I would rather my team get points than me just like win every race? I don't know. I think
I
that's
don't
that's
know.
Max's downfall. I think he can be very selfish in his like
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
his championship driven mentality has been for the detriment of the team at times. Like last season was a perfect example of it.
I'm not his fan, you know this, but I
I
do
know.
think that he has matured in the way that he views these things over the past several years. So I do think
Mm-hmm.
that he has a different like mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Um, maybe that comes to being a dad. I don't know, or just about he's older and he like sees like he's been in it longer. But I do think he probably has like a little bit more of like a team spirit now,
Mm-hmm. Team spirit.
team player.
Yeah. I know. I
Yeah.
see it too. I see it too. But I don't know. We'll see. I not to the point where he's willing to stick around for,
Oh yeah,
you know
no.
what I mean? So, I don't know. I would like to see Max in the sport because I think he really pushes drivers. They all like and respect him. Maybe not like him, but they all respect
I was
him.
like, girl, that is a stretch.
I know. Like yeah, I was like they don't all like him, but they
You
respect
know who
him.
doesn't like him? George.
When things don't go his way, what do you say? When things don't
Oh,
go
yeah, don't
his
go his
way,
way. He gets,
he
yeah.
he lashes out.
Yeah. I mean, but that's not untrue.
Oh, he definitely lashes out.
Yeah. Um, okay. So let's see. We've talked about Red Bull. Do we want to talk about any other teams?
The other Red Bulls,
Arvind, Arvind
Arvind,
Lindblad. I love
I
him.
love him.
Yeah.
He's the rookie this year, I think, right? I don't think there's any
Yeah.
other rookies.
He's the true one. Yeah.
And I will tell you why I love that he's doing so well because I do not like Liam Lawson.
I know. Me neither. I don't like him either.
I don't like him. I don't think he's a bad driver, but he's a poor sport. And Lindblad is like performing so well. He seems like such a natural. I don't
I
know
know.
why he gives me that impression of just like he's been doing this his whole life. I mean, I guess technically they have been, but he just like seems to sit in that seat as if he was intended to be there and that he's not a
Hmm.
rookie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's a
I think
cutie. He's a cutie too.
he has personality, which I love.
Hmm.
Um,
He has good sense of fashion too.
oh yeah. He has good eyebrows.
Such nice eyebrows.
Such nice eyebrows. Good facial structure.
100%.
He like needs to get some more marketing deals for sure.
I think he will. He did an interview and he says that he actually really likes fashion.
Okay.
So it's like brand
Okay, turn up
deals,
King. Let's see some race day fashion. I
some
want to see it.
looks, some
Yeah.
looks. I
He's
know.
so yeah, he's what race I forget was it we only had three. Wasn't this last one? Was it China or was it the first race? Was it Australia where he just like came out of the start just like he was doing so good. Maybe
Yeah,
it
it
was
was,
Australia.
I think it was Australia.
Yeah, he did so good. I was like, all right. And I don't like
He
anything
finished
Red
in the
Bull.
points. He finished in
I
the
know.
points, I think.
Yeah.
I was like,
So
who is this
impressive.
guy? Yeah.
So impressive. Um, and really showing up Liam Lawson. He really is showing up his teammate.
That's what I'm here for mostly because I'm
Yeah,
petty and I want him to always make Liam look bad.
always, always. Um, should we talk about um what other team? Alpine?
Yeah, we could talk about Alpine. I mean, Alpine's the new Williams.
I know.
And I mean, we don't have to talk about Briatore because he's problematic and he shouldn't even be in F1.
Mm, that part.
But I extra don't like him. Did you watch the Drive to Survive last? I mean, that like got released earlier this year, and the way he talked to the drivers.
Yes, but I feel okay, we need to do a whole separate episode on all the things Drive to Survive got wrong. And maybe we can do that
I
in
mean,
like
yeah,
the
that's true. That's
we can
true.
do that in like the down week that we have, but he did that on camera. So I'm like part of it I think he was acting, but I also
Mm,
just think that he actually probably talks to them like that.
I think he talks to them like that
That's
because I
awful.
think Franco made a comment of how like no, it was pure Gasly. He said you're gonna get exact like you see what you get or you get what you see with him. Like that is just how he is. And he was like, and I kind of like that. And I was like, he is an
Asshole.
asshole.
Yeah.
He's an asshole and he I don't know. I think he's worse than Christian Horner.
Oh, 1000%. Yes.
Like
Yes.
he's just terrible and I really hope that I mean, I don't know if there's any rumors of him like leaving, but I
I
hope he
hope so.
does.
I hope so too. I hope so too. I also don't want him to um I don't want Colapinto being on that team for so long and like that kind of culture just kind of like seeps into you at some point and I don't want that to like ruin his future prospects or anything like that. Like I feel like
Yeah,
I'm sure he's trying to get out of that seat any which way that he can. One, you're grateful to have a
I
seat,
hope
and then you're
so.
like, shit,
I
this is the seat
know.
that I got.
I know, but he's been doing well this year. I know in Suzuka this last race he didn't finish where
Yeah.
he probably should have. I think the safety car played a big role in that. I think he could have done better. But Franco has shown better driving this season. I know it's only been 3 races,
Hmm.
but he's doing a lot better. And there maybe it's also because there's a lot of teams that are way worse.
Hey, but that's what we got right now.
We
That's what
haven't
we
even
got.
talked about Audi, but yeah,
Oh
Audi,
God.
Cadillac, and Aston Martin are consistently at the back of the grid now, and that just like Alpine need to maximize on that. They need to be like, look, we're not dead last anymore. Let's
Hmm.
try and get whatever we can get.
Yeah, totally. I hadn't even thought about that. Like I never really think about the middle of the pack that much from like a team perspective. But I feel like there are drivers now where I'm invested in them. So then I pay like a little bit more attention to their
Yeah,
whole team. That's the cool thing I think about F1 is that like you have your team that you like or your driver that you mainly
yeah.
rep, but then you can have all these like
Side
side
quests.
liaisons
Yeah,
where you're like, I will root for you, or like, I'm happy when you win, or like, I'm happy when you
yeah,
like get in the points. Like, I feel like, I
yeah.
don't know, it's like a cool sport in that regard where it's a team that you cheer for, but also like very individual, where you can cheer for like a lot of people and like be into
I
like a lot of
know.
different stories. So,
I know. It's so cool. I feel like this is the one sport where there's something for everyone.
totally.
Like the technical nerdy people, there's like the data, there's the strategy,
Yeah.
there's the like high performance athlete, there's the marketing, there's the showmanship and like entertainment aspect of it, right? Like and it's just the exclusivity of it, like it still carries that exclusivity. I know like they're trying to broaden the sport and all of that, but I don't know, man. It's such a cool sport. I I love it. I do. I love it. It does become like sort of my whole identity when F1 is in season because that becomes the majority of like the content I'm reading and
Yeah.
following, and it's like my happy place.
I'll tell you this. I mean, Texas is like a big football state. I'm in Austin, like college football, UT football is like a really big thing. We used to have like season tickets to go see the games. I never knew anything about the goddamn roster. I never knew anything about, but for F1, I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, my entire feed. Let me devote every social media to this. What does suck though is when college football season comes on and it like overlaps with F1 and
You're
both
like,
my teams are doing bad. I'm just like,
mm,
help me. So hopefully that's not the case this year. Hopefully this year I'm going to manifest good things for football and for
so
F1.
is Ferrari officially your team a la Lewis?
Yeah, I also liked Charles before though.
I know.
But yes, when he moved over, because I'm not like, I can't, I love Toto, and I love Bono, but I can't cheer for George.
But there's Kimmy.
I do love Kimmy though, but like,
Yeah. I'm a Kimmy stan.
I know, but
And
here's the thing, like Mercedes would not give Lewis what he wanted in his contract.
I
And I
know.
was like, y'all should have just kept him. Um, so no, yeah, we're Tifosi. Like
You're Tifosi.
we're Tifosi for for better for worse.
There's some level of delusion that comes with being a
Totally,
Tifosi fan.
totally, totally. I used to laugh at those people. I'd be like, stupids. I used to like, pendeja.
You're like, I am one of you now.
Yeah, that's me. But look,
I
I love
Ferrari's like
red.
my. Oh, you like red?
Well, 'cause girl, when I used to cheer for, well, when I was a Mercedes girl, black, and we would go to the races
So
in
hot.
Texas in the heat. I'm also just like excited for like wearing a different color, Like,
Yeah, for the
yeah,
Lukes.
yeah, for the
I mean, and
looks.
it's Ferrari. Like they're
I
so
know.
bougie.
So bougie.
I will tell you offline some fun F1 Ferrari stuff I hear through work. Um, but I have to say I do love Ferrari, but if I had to pick a driver and a team, I'm a Carlos fan.
Okay.
I'm a Williams. That's why I'm so heartbroken for Williams. Like
I knew it.
you know, if I see them finish like six in the constructors, I'll be happy.
Okay.
Like basically where they ended last
I was like, girl, that doesn't seem
year.
that's
Where they are
we're
right now, where they are right now, it's asking for a lot, I think.
we're not giving stretch goals. We're not giving stretch goals.
That is the stretch goal.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your second team and your second peeps?
My second team would probably be Ferrari.
Okay.
It would be Ferrari. As a team, drivers, obviously, like that changes. I would say, like, Carlos is still one of my favorite drivers.
Yeah,
Lewis, 100% will always be one of my favorite drivers. And then this year, it's Kimi. Like, it's
I
hard
know. He's
not
so
to
good.
jump on the Kimi bandwagon. And I also
Yeah.
really like Ollie.
I do too.
I like Ollie.
I like him too. He's a
Yeah.
sweet kid. Yeah, they're good. What race do you look forward to the most?
Ugh,
Watching.
so many. I mean, obviously, Brazil
Yeah,
and
that's a good
Silver.
one.
I love
Yeah.
Silverstone. I love
Yeah.
how chaotic Silverstone is.
It's always a good one.
It's always a good one. Something crazy weird always happens. Nico Hulkenberg got a podium. It's like
That's right.
that's how
That
crazy
is,
it is. It's
yeah.
like you never know the weather you're gonna get. The strategy and the tire situation is always like part of it. The safety cars, like there's
Mm-hmm.
just so much going on. Same with Brazil. But if I were to go to one, like one to travel to, I think I would go to Silverstone,
Mm-hmm.
and I really want to go to Monza.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
That would be
And
really
I
cool.
think Coda would also be honestly like one of the top tracks because it's a true racetrack.
Yeah, I mean, it was designed for F1.
Yeah.
That's when, yeah. Mine, I think, is I love Mexico City. Just the design of the
Oh,
track and how
yeah.
I think always like the crowd is always really hype.
The crowd
Um,
looks so fun. I would
yeah.
go to the race, but only to be doing el payaso loco, el payaso
Yeah.
with everyone, and I probably wouldn't even pay
Think you'd
attention
be
to
in,
the race.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be so drunk. I would be,
Yeah.
I'm there for the party.
Yeah, I think Silverstone, I've kind of forgot like that Silverstone is such a exciting race because of the rain, and then Brazil's always a good one too. But they're just so at the
I
end of the
know.
year. Um I'm trying to think of like an early season track that I have enjoyed. I don't really love, oh, I like Singapore. I was just gonna say I don't really love street tracks, but I do enjoy
Yeah.
Singapore.
Singapore
Um
is good.
I
They're
hate
always struggling. I
Yeah,
don't
I
like it when
hate
they struggle.
Monaco. It's so boring.
It's so boring. I would never, okay, I would never pay to go to Monaco. If this takes off and we get sponsored to go,
It's just such a boring race.
but it's boring. There's
It's
no
so boring.
overtaking. No,
Yeah,
it's
it's really, really boring. I always like kind of snooze on that one. Yeah, boring.
what's another boring race? Hmm.
I think the street circuits are really tough because, well, in the past couple of years, the cars have been so big, and the
Yeah.
street circuits are just like really tough to navigate. I Yeah.
How do you feel about Miami? So that's the next race, right? We have
Yeah,
weeks to go. How do you feel about Miami?
no me gusta.
Yummy.
No, and I also don't like Vegas either.
Me
Um,
either.
I think the drivers say that they like Vegas, but do they ever say that they don't like a track? Like, I just don't think that they ever,
Are they allowed to say they don't?
yeah, I don't think that they do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just like
Yeah.
whatever. Um, I don't like Miami. I don't like the way that they constructed the track for the race. Also, I just like kind of think it was like an unnecessary race again in North America because we already
Yeah.
have Montreal, we already had Austin and Mexico,
Yep.
and then Miami. Like that's like five in the Northern Hemisphere or in North America, right?
Yeah. It's
Um,
too many. Like give them
yeah,
to other countries. I feel like maybe
yeah,
that one. Maybe selfishly, I would want more in the US so we could attend,
yeah,
but not those two.
yeah, no. Um, I'm like, did anything exciting happen last year at Miami? Miami always falls over my birthday. So sometimes I'm just like not that checked into it. Um, they also kind of make it look like it's like fake lujo, like they had like a fake yacht pool.
Yeah, it's
I
like
was
they're
like,
trying
what
to
is
give
this?
Monaco, but it's not.
No. I'm like, what are
I
we
don't,
doing? What are
yeah,
we doing?
I don't like it. One of the new tracks that I'm excited to see is Madrid.
Girl, I was gonna say the same thing, but it's a
I'm
street track.
It is a street track, but I hope they did this one right.
Yeah. Okay, so who I forgot what I saw, but it was like the Madrid, Barcelona, oh, like the Spanish Madrid, Barcelona F1 GP or something. I forgot what it was, but they're like figuring out the naming of it. But yeah, that will be really cool. I've always wanted to go to the F1 race in Barcelona. The times just never worked out. But
When is it?
I don't
I
recall.
don't even remember.
But
Is
I'm
it
saying
in the
in the
middle?
past. In the past, it's kind of
Yeah,
always like not worked out. Um, but I would love to go to Madrid and see. I like Madrid. We've
I
gone
like Madrid
once.
too.
Um, the food is bomb. The food is so
I
good.
It is so good. I actually liked Madrid more than Barcelona for some reason. I
Okay.
I'm really big into like urban landscapes, and Madrid just
Yeah.
gave very urban. Obviously it doesn't have a beach, but it
Yeah.
was just such a cool
There's plenty to
city.
do. It's so cool. Yeah.
So cool. Yeah. I
The
would
food
I
was
would
so good.
I would go to that race. It's actually like right around my birthday, I think, or like it's
Hmm.
either the week before or the week after my birthday. No, Monza's the one after my birthday, and I think it is Madrid, the one before, maybe. Anyway, I would go if I could. It is still so expensive, and then this year with flights, with everything going on, like
I know. I
it's not
know.
that I just look. I know I could afford it, but I don't know that I want to be spending that kind of money.
Totally. Yeah.
It's like 1,400 euro for the 2 day pass per ticket, not including
So
flights.
expensive. So
It's just
expensive.
so expensive.
Back in the day when Coda first came to Austin, it was so
I know.
affordable.
How much was it?
Oh man, I don't like it was cheap. Like it wasn't.
Because even now it's expensive.
I think
Like
maybe
I
like
was
three
looking at
day was like
tickets.
several $100s
What?
for GA. Um, and GA used to be so different. Like now they put up, this is like, people are going to hate me for this, but this is my gripe about F1 as it's gotten more popular. They keep overselling attendance to the
Tickets.
tracks and to the races. And I think a lot of people, just like you said, you'd go to Mexico and not actually go see the race. I think there's a lot of people that just like go and like don't actually make their way to the race or to like it's like a spectacle now, I
Mm,
think. Or maybe that's just like the vibe. No, I think that's the vibe in Austin. There's like people that like don't know anything about anything or have no desire to want to.
like actually
Yeah.
experience the
Yeah,
race.
yeah. They're just
I
there for all the
also
other stuff.
heard that the experience isn't as great in some areas because they don't have any like TVs or good audio
Yeah.
to let you see like what's happening in the race.
Yeah.
And that would suck. Like you're paying
Yeah.
that much money and you don't even know or hear from the commentators like
Yeah,
what's
like
happening.
so at Coda, like on at turn one, you kind of don't know what the heck's going on because I think there's a monitor there. They might have changed it, but like it's you're packed in like sardines, literally. Like it's so packed and then like it's hot. There's no shade.
Yeah.
Um and you really can't tell what's happening. Because there's not like good audio or like a good like vantage point. So sometimes it's just like you paid all
Hmm.
this money and you're like, what the heck? You know?
Like when yeah, you get more action watching it at
Mejor me
home
quedo
on
en
your
mi
TV.
casa.
See? Hay
Mejor me
comida en la
quedo.
casa.
I'm comida en la casa. I have one en la casa.
Yeah. See it? See I. Tenemos todo. Apple TV is delivering.
Or F1, whatever thing you have or have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
F1. F1 on Apple TV.
Okay. How should we close it? Should we close the.
Okay, maybe we should close about with just talking about um I don't know, driver predictions for next race.
Oh, next race is Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Should we make FIA predictions? Will the FIA change
Yeah,
anything?
let's do it.
Okay, so
FIA.
our we're gonna end with like predictions of like FIA and driver predictions. First one up, will the FIA do anything in the 5 weeks that they have off? Yes or no?
My take is absolutely not.
Yeah, we'll get more like word vomit, goopity goop. Okay.
Yeah. Hey,
Driver predictions. I don't know. What do you have for driver predictions? I need to think on it a little bit. Do you have one?
I think okay, I want to put Kimmy on top,
Okay.
P1. I'm gonna put Lewis in P2.
That's high. I was gonna say P3. Okay. Síguele.
And then I'm going to do a McLaren. I'm not going to say whether it's Oscar or Lando, but I'm going to put a McLaren in P3.
Okay. All right. Um, I just don't feel like I have enough data to make a decision. I'm just gonna go on vibes.
Go
Vibes
on
only.
vibes.
Vibes only. Okay, so I think during the 5 weeks off, McLaren's gonna figure their shit out and because they've made like good strides. And so they well, that's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of time off. So I think that they're gonna get it together. Um, I still think that Kimmy's probably gonna be first. The Mercedes just have such an advantage.
Yeah.
But I think so I'm gonna do Kimmy, I'm gonna do Oscar. Man, I really want to say Lewis on P3 or a Ferrari on P3, but I just don't know. Ah, sure. I can be Delulu.
I'm going to have a hot take.
Okay?
My hot take is the Ferraris are going to take each other out next race.
Oh my God.
It's
Okay.
close. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of
Okay.
time.
Ahorita it's all fun and games that they're like loving the battle and because
Oh
nothing's really
no.
on the line. But I saw this story with Nico and with
Yes.
Lewis, and I'm just like, or we saw this with Papaya Rules. Oh my God.
Oh, the fucking
Pa
papaya
fucking
rules.
Papaya Rules. Yeah. I I love that they're love. It's cool to see them battle each other on the
Yeah.
track, but I'm just like, holy fuck, like y'all are gonna take each other out. Um, they're gonna pull some like Gasly and Esteban Ocon shit where they like fucking like, you know what I mean?
Hate each other.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen for Lewis and Charles. I want them to have a good like working relationship, but oh my God, they got to get it together. I do think
They're
that they might
so
take each other out though.
competitive.
I know.
They're so competitive and they're excellent drivers to the point where I think they might be overconfident that they can gauge when the contact will happen. But
Yeah.
these cars are so stupid. Like, what if they lose power, right? Their battery's like draining. What do you do? Like, I seriously think they're going to take each other out. And my hot take is it'll happen next race. And
No.
then Ferrari's going to have a conversation about
Team
papaya
orders.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, why'd you have to do that to me? Okay, that's a hot take. Um,
But it's
not a
not
hot.
that hot. It's not that
No,
hot.
it's not that hot. It's
We all
probably
see
will
it
happen.
coming.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Okay, well, that wraps up our very first episode of Circuitos y Chisme. We hope you
Yes.
enjoyed hanging with us and chit-chatting. Um, we'll see you soon.
We have too much to say. See
Yeah.
you next race. See you
See you
next
next
race.
time.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.